Well, hello there my gaming people, this is your fabulous host Viact here, and I'm back in Alien Infestation, and this will be part number 12, and I'm pretty much at the very end of this game, so I'm supposed to, well, pretty much overheat the ship, so that it self-explodes, because the reactors will have a meltdown, so I'm gonna search for those computer terminals, but I thought that I would try to make this even more entertaining by, telling stories. So I'm actually gonna tell about a true story about aliens, and it's called Alien 2 in Europe, I think. Anyhow, way back in time when I was a teen, I actually was supposed to be a babysitter for my two younger brothers. But, well, let's just say that I had other plans for the evening, and I actually came up with the brilliant idea to watch Aliens with at least one of my brothers, and it was like pretty late at night, and we were all alone and that, and I don't know, I mean, if you watch this game you probably are an Alien fan, so you know what was in head of us. And well, first of all, I haven't even watched Alien 1 or the second movie, so it was a hands-on kind of experience, and it pretty much scared the living shit out of me, and I was afraid for the dark for months to come. If I'm not wrong, I actually watched Aliens on the summer, the summer vacation, so it was like 7 months of fear of the dark. After that I watched Aliens, and but the funny thing is this, I think it was the very same night or the day after, we had this like pet crab, a really big bastard also, and the crab actually escaped from its aquarium. I think it was the same night that we watched Aliens, anyhow, and it escaped, and for some reason our lights didn't work in the apartment, and the sound of the facehugger, the sound that the crab makes, on the floor, it sounds very familiar to the facehugger, so that creeped us out as hell, and of course, me being the oldest brother, I was the one that had to take care of business, and the thing is this, the crab was like humongous. So I mean, you have just watched Aliens, you're like 11-12 years old, and you hear that kind of facehugger sound going on in the in the hallway, and you're supposed to take care of it, and the lights are out. So that was a scary experience on its own, but if I'm not totally wrong, I also played, the Alien vs Predator game for Atari Jaguar. That was perhaps like 1 or 2 weeks after that, or something like that, and that could pretty much be a story of its own, but I'm just gonna keep on talking about the Aliens movie, because it pretty much freaked me out. I mean, I wasn't like familiar to horror movies at all, pretty much, and I mean, of course, Aliens ain't like scary movie now, but when you haven't watched a scary movie before, I mean horror movie or anything like that, and then you decide to watch it, I mean, my brother pretty much, okay, I'm not gonna watch this, so he just left the room, and I was alone to watch it, and yeah, fear of the dark. I could probably play that Iron Maiden song along with the whole experience that I had that night, but I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, even though I was afraid of the dark and all that, I'm still glad that I watched that movie, because I started to, believe it or not, like both horror movies and horror games after that I watched that movie. And when I played the Aliens vs Predator game for the Atari Jaguar, I started to like realize that it's a pretty good like game concept. I mean, you can make a great Aliens game, kind of like Alien Infestation, either as a 2D platformer or you can do it as a FPS game, if it's done right, if you know what I mean. But as we all know, there haven't been like a decent Aliens game for a long time. I mean, you had Aliens Colonial Marines game, which well, sucked pretty hard, and you had the newest Alien vs Predator title, and I mean, the Alien part and the Predator part are so fucking bad. The only good part in that game are the Marine part and the pretty much online part. At least if you play as Marine. But other than that, it's fucking crap. So I mean, when I talk to like Alien fans about, I mean, if you stick to the gaming part, then pretty much everyone, oh, okay, we're just gonna stick to Alien vs Predator 1 and 2, because that's pretty much the latest good Alien games. And when it comes to Alien movies, I mean, Christ, what is it? Aliens 4? You know, the other one after Alien 3, when they resurrect Alien Ripley. I think they clone her DNA or something like that. I mean, that movie was, I mean, it's not pure crap, but it was nothing that I actually wanted. And I don't think it got like any good grades either, if I'm not totally wrong. And then you got the totally utter bullshit Alien vs Predator movies. They are, I mean, I haven't seen I don't know if there's like 2 or 3 movies in total, but I have seen the first one, and I have seen that one with the guy from King Kong. He's a pretty slim guy, and it's the same movie where that guy from the 70s show is in it as well, and I always forget his name, the super cool Mexican guy from Machete. But that movie, I mean, that's probably the best Alien vs Predator movie, but the other ones are just so fucking bad. I remember when I watched the first Alien vs Predator movie, I was like all excited and hyped up and all that, but then I was like, what the hell is this shit? I mean, come on. I mean, the Predators are hard to kill in the movies and other games, and then all of a sudden they die like flies all over the place, and the whole movie is so like unlogical. I mean, why would the Predators take on board one of their own that's infected? Makes no sense. Then you got all that crap with that black chick going ape shit on the alien queen, you know, on the outside in the snow environment and all that. Like, yeah, I got the spear, I'm gonna kick your ass. It's like, yeah, right. But then you got that, what the fuck is that movie called? It's got a strange name, Proteus, Morpheus or something like that. That movie, I mean, it's like split into 2 camps. Either you hate it or you love it. My father actually liked that one, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't like take a crap on it, or like, yeah, it's a really good movie, but the fans of Aliens doesn't seem to like it that much. And it's probably based on the fact that it's more like an action-oriented movie, I think. And then I just recall stuff that people have said to me, like it's not true to the nature of the Alien franchise, the background story and all that. And the funny thing is this, I think it's called Prometheus. I could be wrong now. That was just a shot from the hip on my behalf. Anyhow, for some strange reason, I actually looked up that movie, and I found like a ton of stuff about the Alien franchise which I had no clue about. You know, the engineers and the whole background story behind Predators. They got like 3 names actually. Their race and all that. I mean, I didn't even know that they have like a clan ranking stuff, First Blood, you know, clan leader and all that. They even got some kind of crime system, you know. What the hell was they called again? Bad blood, I think. That's when a predator have committed some kind of crime, and the predator law system pretty much works like this. It doesn't matter the nature of the crime. It's all crimes are punished with death, if I'm not wrong, or you will get like thrown out of their planet for life. You're pretty much banned for life. Anyhow, then I found a bunch of stuff about aliens. I mean, I had no clue that the engineers made the aliens as a biological weapon to be used against the predators. So all this stuff I found out simply because I started to... the funny thing is, I was trying to find information about aliens, infestation, and one thing led to another. Then I started to read all about, you know, the alien story and about Predator and all that. Then I started to realize, why is it so hard to make like a decent movie or game based on that license? Because, I mean, Aliens Color Marines, it sucks. The new Alien vs Predator game sucks. Pretty much all the movies sucks. So I pretty much came up with, at least when it comes to movies, the conclusion that some people, Hollywood, anyone, tend to use, you know, famous names, and then they just, you know, go Michael Bay ape shit on it. Just, you know, use special effects and all that crap. Because that's something that I have been thinking a lot about. It seems like nowadays it's just special effects, and they don't pretty much care about the plot, the story, or the dialogues. I mean, if you take the Aliens movie, it's full of timeless, you know, ageless quotes. You know, the game over man quote, and they come out at night mostly. That kind of stuff. And great, I'm almost dead, but I will try to survive this while I have a story time with you guys here. I have somewhat understand that it takes somewhat talent to both play and tell a story, but here we go. Anyhow, I don't know if I'm the only one that have noticed this, but I mean, I can't say that all the old movies are super great, but back in the days, I mean, the like 70s, 80s, 90s, then they had to focus more on, you know, the story, the characters, the plot and all that, because they couldn't like depend on special effects that much. But now it's like, screw all that, we're just gonna have explosions and special effects and yada yada yada. And I mean, if I'm gonna switch subject here to, you know, the new Star Wars movies, that's pretty much the same thing. I'm just afraid that it's gonna be all about special effects and pretty much nothing about, you know, good storytelling, dialogue and all that. Because I can't say that I enjoy the new, you know, Star Wars movies, those episode 1, 2, 3, I mean, what the hell, 4, 5, 6, I mean, it has to be. You know, the ones with Jar Jar Binks and all that crap. I mean, not all those movies were bad, but it was nothing of the stuff that I wanted. I mean, the old movies are uber fucking great. I mean, the thing is this, even the kids of today enjoy the old movies. And I read, I don't know if it was like YouTube or where I saw the comment, but the person in question said that she was like, I don't know, 12 years or something like that, and she really enjoyed the old movies more than the new ones. And I'm gonna blow some shit up here. Anyhow, and I started to notice that it doesn't matter what kind of movie genre people are choosing to make a movie based on, or in that genre, whatever. It's so much about special effects and stuff like that. And I mean, I pretty much just watch movies from the indie scene, So it's almost like the video game industry. Most of the games that I play are either mods or from the indie scene, because I feel like they got more spirit and they put all their heart and soul into what they do. Because the thing is this, it doesn't matter if you got like a $500 million budget, you can still make a crappy game or movie. And it's the same thing, you can make a great movie and a game if you just got say $1,000. If you got like a whole crew of dedicated people that's working like, you know, for free, or, you know, on that kind of basis. But when it comes to Aliens, I think that if you take the Alien Isolation game, if that game turns out to be shit, I'm somewhat concerned that it might actually be the last, at least for a while, Alien game that we will see for quite some time. Because I highly doubt that anyone would try to pick up that IP when there's been so much shitty Alien products that's been released. Because then it's almost gonna be like there was this period when Sega just you know, dropped 1 million Sonic games and 95% of them were pure crap. And then you end up in a situation when pretty much no one wants to have anything to do with that brand, whatever, you know. And that's something that I'm a bit afraid of when it comes to Alien Isolation. And I actually talked to one guy, I think he was from England, anyhow, just the other day, that he's somewhat concerned that Alien Isolation won't be anything that the fans really want, because it was, if I'm gonna quote him, he just said like, it's gonna be hide and seek with the alien, that's it. But I think that's pretty, I mean, that was his opinion, but I think that was a little bit, you know, almost rude way to put it, because it's the same, I could be wrong now, but I think it's the same guy that had made the Total War series. And as far as I know, they haven't made one bad game to this day. And when I have watched trailers and read the interviews and all that, they are like 100%, 110% dedicated to make a great gameplay experience out of Alien Isolation. So I don't think it's gonna turn out to be crap, but if you expect to have like a Alien versus Predator kind of experience, you know, shooting and blowing stuff up, then of course you're gonna be disappointed, because that's not what the game is all about. It's basically the whole feeling of you know, darkness, being helpless, the whole claustrophobic kind of thing going on. So I mean, it's two different kind of games to start with, and it's the psychological kind of fear, you know, that kind of stuff, shadows, and is there something there, and all that sounds in the background. So I mean, it could turn out to be a really great game anyhow, but a different kind of Alien experience. I'm at least gonna give it a try, and I try not to have too high expectations or hype myself too much, because I have been let down in the past with both Aliens Colonial Marines and the latest Alien vs Predator game. So I'm just gonna take it for what it is and hope that it will be as good as possible, pretty much. And I think it's gonna be released in, I don't know, September, October or something like that. I don't have the exact date in my head at the moment, but it's gonna be released this year, hopefully. And as far as I know, people are kind of divided about it. And of course it has to do with Aliens Colonial Marines, which actually totally ripped off. I mean, I remember that my brother pre-ordered it just because he saw the, I don't know if you remember it, the first trailer when they, oh, this is how it's gonna look, and we have brought in some people from the Aliens movie, and it's gonna be kick-ass and all that. And of course he was a bit like naive, I guess, but I can somewhat understand where he comes from, because he likes Aliens just as much as I do, and he really believed that it would turn out to be a great game. But as you all know, that was not the case. And of course he was very disappointed in the the total gameplay experience and all that, because it was nothing of the stuff that he expected it to be. And in my case, I actually did pre-order it, but luckily enough I got the chance to play it at my brother's place first, and I pretty much, fuck this, I'm not gonna pay for this crap. After that I was a bit, hands off when it comes to Alien games, and then I heard about the Aliens Isolation game. So I am somewhat, restrictive about it. I don't know what to expect from it, so I will not try to hype it too much and get overexcited this time. And hopefully I will like it and enjoy it. But the worst case scenario would be if it turns out to be just as bad or even worse. Then I think it's pretty much goodbye for the Aliens IP for a very long time. But at this time I'm just gonna enjoy Aliens Infestation, and I actually also plan to play the first two games in the Aliens vs Predator franchise, because to this date, in my opinion, they are the best FPS games. And I think quite a lot of the fans would agree with me on that, because there is no FPS game when it comes to Aliens that are as kick-ass as they are. I mean, the first, if you take the Aliens vs Predator Gold Edition, I mean, there's pretty much nothing that can take that game on. I remember actually when I played the first game for the very first time. If you have played it, then you're probably gonna understand what I mean with it, but I mean, the aliens just comes out of nowhere, and there's like eternal respawning, so you can never really feel safe, and you have, it's pretty much like Left 4 Dead 2 in a way. You have to constantly be on the run, in constant movement, because you can't win by killing them. You have to advance, and you always have aliens crawling all over the place. And I remember this one scene when you're in like I think it's like a tunnel system of some kind anyhow, and you just hear all these noises, scratching sounds and facehuggers and shit like that. And I mean, the way it affects you psychologically, I mean, it's pure horror, and at the same time you have to like focus to get out of there, find the right tunnel and find a way out. So it's both like stress slash the psychological aspect of it, and all that combined gives you a very unique and awesome aliens experience. And I mean, you see it all through the FPS kind of thing, through the eyes of a marine. And finally I find the goddamn key card there. Anyhow, that's the kind of FPS experience that I would like to experience in like today's standard when it comes to graphics, if I may put it like that. But as far as I know, there's no new Aliens vs Predator game in the making, so I guess I have to stick to the old games in the meanwhile. I think there's actually some mods and tweaks and stuff that can enhance AVP 1 and 2, so I guess I have to look into that. And to get back into the game here, things are starting to get rather intense indeed. So, okay, I'm supposed to destroy all the cargo. And yes, I'm supposed to destroy the whole ship, and this is pretty much what I talked about earlier. I'm supposed to overheat the reactor so the ship will self-explode. Pretty much by, yeah, overheating so it becomes a reactor meltdown. But that's most likely gonna be easier said than done, because if I'm not wrong, I have to find like 3 or 4 computer terminals. Sounds risky indeed. And this will be pretty much end of the story time, so I'm gonna try to focus on the actual game here. But hopefully enjoy the story time anyhow, and some of my opinions on the Alien franchise when it comes to both games and movies. And I actually don't think I mentioned it, but I think I have reached like level 3 on the smart gun, so in my hands I have the most powerful weapon in Alien Infestation. And due to the fact that I have figured out a way to use it the most effective way you can, it's actually a really great weapon to take care of pretty much anything in the game. If you remember in the previous video when I mentioned the kind of motion that you do with the fire button, you just like tap it repeatedly without shooting, because then you keep the gun alive, or how I should put it, so that you don't get surprised, because there's a lot of you know, where the aliens respawn and you can't kill them if they are too close, because then they don't get shot by your smart gun. But if you do that repetitive motion kind of thing and then just step back, then you can take care of it. Because I don't know, it takes like 1 or 2 seconds for the smart gun to actually shoot once you push the fire button down, and that can put you into a lot of trouble if you're like that, for example. I was just lucky that he for some reason jumped over me. And who the hell is that? Ah yes, it's that officer that's for some reason are caught down there. I really love the fact how Way Forward has placed people out in the most like strange places. But then again, if a ship has been overrun by aliens, then I probably presume that it doesn't really matter where you lock up, it's all about surviving, so people might get scattered all over the ship, I guess. But if I'm gonna talk about reviewing Alien Infestation, I have to say that as I feel right now, it's either a 3 out of 5 or a 3.5 out of 5, because I have to say that there's, I don't know, like 1 or 2 things that I don't like about the game, and that would be 1, the controllers are somewhat stiff, because if you have watched my movies to this point, then you will probably know all the times I have screamed what the fuck is going on. And I am not the biggest of fan with the comedy part of this game, because I don't like the mix of taking aliens and mixing comedy into it. But I mean, Way Forward are pretty, I mean, that's their style, but it doesn't fit well with the Aliens game, I think. But the strange thing with Aliens Infestation is that it's both scary and have this comedy kind of stuff in it as well, so it's a really strange mix. Because I mean, there's parts when I almost get the vibes from you know, the old Alien vs Predator games, when you know that something's gonna happen but you don't know when, so you get all like work it up. But then you get the comedy relief stuff that ruins it pretty much. So I don't know, if you're gonna make a Alien game, then I wouldn't, you know, advise you to throw in comedy stuff at all, because it's just gonna fuck the whole gameplay experience up. I don't think it suits a game of this kind. But that's just my opinion. I mean, some people might enjoy it, but I don't. I don't know, they probably aim to make it to some kind of Metal Slug mixed with aliens, I don't know. Because I get those vibes sometimes when I play Aliens Infestation. Because if you have played Metal Slug, then you will probably know what I mean. The whole, you know, how the characters are made out and all that. The same kind of humor. But if you're cool with that, then it's alright, I guess. But if Way Forward ever have the thoughts of doing a sequel to Aliens Infestation, then I hope that they will leave the comedy out of it. Because that's just gonna make the game better, in my opinion. And let me see now. Yes, I'm supposed to find the terminals. And this would be a dead end, pretty much. Gonna take some health. And ammo, of course, because I think the smart gun just have like one clip. The one you have in it, and then you have one to reload, but that's pretty much it. And I'm supposed to go to the other side, so I have to go up like 2 times and then down. Luckily enough, the map actually works pretty well. Because I didn't even want to imagine how fucking hard this game would be if you didn't have a map. You know, to find stuff and all that. And those flares wouldn't have any use either, because then you wouldn't even see them on the map. So that wouldn't make any sense either. And I think I am supposed to... Well, I have to see here. That one goes up. Well, okay, I guess I have to save first, because I don't know what the hell awaits me down there. So I'm gonna wrap it up here and just say thank you for watching, guys, and just like always, feel free to subscribe and comment, of course, if you want to. And this will be everything for today. So thank you, people. Just